Welcome to LinesToGo installation videos. Today we will be discussing how to bleed your brakes. There are a few different methods used to bleed the brake system. We will be covering a few of those methods today. The three methods we will be covering today are the two-person method, using a commonly available brake bleeder tool, a homemade version of that tool, and using a vacuum brake bleeder. When bleeding air from the brake system, start with the wheel furthest from the master cylinder and work in order from the furthest to the closest, starting from the right rear, then to the left rear, then to the right front, finishing with the left front. First, you will need to have the vehicle jacked up and supported and have access to the bleeder screw at each wheel, which will usually mean removing the wheels themselves. Next, make sure the master cylinder reservoir is topped up with fluid. The level will go down as you bleed the brakes, so you will need to check the fluid level a few times during the bleeding process. If the fluid level goes all the way down, you will need to restart the bleeding process and possibly even have to bench bleed the master cylinder. Starting with the right rear wheel, we will show you how to bleed the system using the two-person method. For the two-person method, you will need one person inside the vehicle who will be pushing on the brake pedal and another person outside of the vehicle who will be opening and closing the bleeder screw with a wrench. With the bleeder screw closed, have the person in the vehicle pump the brake pedal 3 to 4 times, following by holding pressure down on the pedal. Then open the bleeder screw. During this, the brake pedal will fall slowly, but keep pressure on it until the person outside has closed the bleeder screw. Once the screw has been closed, you can release the pressure on the brake pedal and continue to repeat the process until there is no air seen exiting the bleeder screw, only clean brake fluid. Check the fluid level in the brake fluid reservoir and top it up as required. Next, at the left rear wheel, we will be using the one-person method using the commonly available bleeder tool. To use the one-man bleeder tool, first fill the bottle with clean brake fluid until the fluid level is over the bottom of the tube inside of the bottle. Put your wrench on the bleeder screw and push the tubing over the bleeder. Open the bleeder screw and you will notice the fluid slowly start to gravity bleed. Inside the vehicle, push the brake pedal to the floor and allow it to return to its upright position. Repeat this process until there is a steady flow of fluid coming from the bleeder screw with no air bubbles. Tighten the bleeder screw and remove the tool. You can also make a homemade version of the one-man bleeder tool using a plastic bottle and a short section of tubing. If the tubing used is too long, the air will not be able to flow out of the tubing and into the bottle to be removed from the system. The process for bleeding your brakes using the homemade tool is the same as on the previous wheel using the purchased tool. Open the bleeder screw and pump the brake pedal. Once there is no air bubbles seen exiting the bleeder screw, tighten the screw and remove the tool. To bleed your brakes using a vacuum bleeder, you will need to have access to an air compressor. Place your wrench on the bleeder screw and then install the hose on top. Loosen the bleeder screw and squeeze the trigger, causing a vacuum in the hose sucking fluid and air from the brake system. Once there is a nice steady flow of fluid, tighten the bleeder screw and remove the hose. Note, with this method you will almost always see some air bubbles in the fluid. As this method uses a vacuum, it will pull air in between the bleeder screw and the hose connection. Once a good amount of fluid is noted flowing through the tube, there should be no air left in the system. If the brake pedal feels soft or spongy, repeat the process to remove any remaining air. Once you are completed bleeding the brakes, top up the brake fluid reservoir to the full marking on the side of the reservoir. This concludes the LinesToGo guide on how to bleed your brake system. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or would like to purchase the lines you saw today, please call us at 1-855-781-5992. Email us at info@linestogo.com or check out our website link below. And don't forget to take advantage of our free 2-day shipping. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below, and we will see you on our next video.